Hi, my dollies. I'm Kara. I don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. Welcome back to Makeup 101. Today we are talking about foundation. So, in just about every category of makeup or cosmetics, you'll find that there is a liquid slash cream or a powder version of that item. So, there are liquid and cream foundations, there are powder foundations like these. So this is a powder foundation. This is a liquid skin tint. I do have a cream foundation somewhere, but I couldn't get it out of the drawer. And how you apply them varies on what you are going for. So with your liquids, you're going to either want to use your fingers, which I hate because getting my fingers covered in makeup grosses me out, a brush like this, or maybe a little bit bigger but typically more densely packed, or a sponge. A brush is going to give you higher coverage, a sponge is going to give you lighter coverage. Now, powder foundation you can apply with a densely packed brush for higher coverage, or you can do what I do and use a big fluffy brush for a much more lighter wash of coverage. When it comes to picking foundation, this is a much more harder thing to describe because it depends on your skin type, your skin tone, your undertones. It also depends on what kind of coverage do you want, because you can go from things that are like light coverage all the way to very full coverage. You can have glowy finishes, you can have matte finishes. It's very individualized. I struggle with foundation. I'm not gonna lie, it is probably my weakest area in makeup, and I am an amateur overall. I need everyone to understand that. I'm just someone who loves makeup and loves collecting makeup and loves playing with makeup. I'm not trained in any way. As far as foundation goes, I prefer lighter coverage. The heavier the coverage, the more I feel like I'm wearing a mask and I don't look like myself. So when I do wear foundation, it's either skin tints like this or just a light wash of powder foundation. When it comes to your liquids and creams, if you do not want them to move and slide off of your face, you're going to have to set them with a powder. And then setting powders is a whole other category of makeup that we'll do in a different video. But the general idea for foundation is less is actually more. If you are going to an event, you might want more coverage, but in general, like every day or just regular life, you want to enhance your features, not obliterate them with coverage. So I have fair skin. Obviously, I am very pale, and I lean neutral cool. Now, there are three typical categories for undertones. So there's warm, neutral, and cool. Warm means you tend to have more yellow tones to your skin. Neutral is a balance of yellow and pink tones. And then cool is more pink tones to your skin. I am really sorry, but I can't teach you how to figure out which undertone you are. That is something that either Googling or going to Sephora or Ulta and getting help from someone who knows those things better than I do could help you with. But in general, you're going to want to know your undertone, or you won't be able to pick out a foundation that matches your skin well. When you're picking a foundation, don't just match it to the skin on your face. You want to also match it to the skin of your neck, because the skin on our face and our neck tend to be slightly different tones. And if you only match your face, when you apply that foundation, you're going to look like you're wearing a mask because there's going to be a difference in the tones. There's also olive undertones. Again, I don't know how to tell you whether or not you have olive skin or not. I don't. Again, obviously I am super pale. I lean quite pink. I can get away with neutral, so like this skin tint is a neutral skin tint, and I can get away with wearing that. But I do have quite a bit of pink in my skin. Next is shades. Obviously, you don't want to go a shade too dark, a shade too light, because then you have to correct those things with either concealer or contours or bronzers, and it's best to get shade matched properly. People at Ulta and Sephora, the workers there are there to help you. You're going to want to get them to help you apply a little bit to your face and your neck. Let it dry down. Don't just look at it while it's wet. Let it dry down and look at it in natural lighting. So go outside of the store in the sunlight and look and see if it matches, because it's very different under fluorescent lighting in the store than it is under natural lighting. And some foundations oxidize, which is why you have to let it dry down before you check to see if it's a match. I don't know that I can really teach you much more about foundation because I rarely use it, unless we're talking about my powder foundation. But if you have any other questions about foundation or makeup in general, please put it in the comments and I will be happy to answer your questions. Oh, here's today's makeup. I used 2 palettes. I used the Ensley Rain Cosmetics Harvest Moon. This is what I used for the mattes and some of the greens. And then I used the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 6 for some of the shimmers. I think that's it for today. I know this was a longer video. I hope that you stuck around to watch it all. I hope you're all doing well, but if you're not, if you are struggling, please reach out. You don't have to go through it alone. Okay, bye.